New at 11, superstar YouTuber iShowSpeed is on a 35-day non-stop live stream tour of the U.S. and tonight he's in Los Angeles. Oh my gosh, the crowd goes wild. That's iShowSpeed doing his famous backflip tonight in Westwood. With more than 44 million subscribers, the 20-year-old has been drawing massive crowds throughout Southern California. So far, he has been spotted at Disneyland, an escape room, riding horses with the Compton Cowboys, Venice Beach, and UCLA. It's unclear where he is headed next. I did an event yesterday at UCLA. I didn't see him.
Fox 11 weather is sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino.
All right, overall, we have a pretty nice weather week. Temperatures will be a little cooler than normal for this time of year. You're going to notice clouds in the morning, maybe even a little drizzle near the coast, but lots of sun in the afternoons. This, by the way, the live view from Mount Wilson. Gorgeous shot right now. Lots of sunshine. A little bit of thin cloud cover kind of mixed with haze at the lower levels. But again, just a nice kind of almost end to our Monday here. And like I said, pretty nice weather this week. You see this broad trough of low pressure over the west coast. This is why temperatures aren't going to get too warm this week. And eventually this low comes into play. I talked about this earlier. That may stir up a few showers around here. We'll look at that in a little bit. Now, as we look much farther south, we have what was at one point Hurricane Narda. Now it's just a remnant low, but this is creating large south swells here in Southern California, and because of that, we have what's known as a beach hazard statement in blue, which means waves could be up to 3 to 6 feet. So that's most of the coastline, but around the Malibu coast, the south-facing beaches, that's a high surf advisory. A little more serious because the waves will be a little bigger there, maybe 5 to 8 feet, and also strong rip currents. Now, these are in effect at least through Tuesday. That little portion in the Malibu coast there actually is in effect through Wednesday. So careful of that if you're going to be, venturing into the ocean here the next few days. All right, the big picture pattern now. So we talked about that low. Watch as we animate this the next few days. We're actually going to see the low drop out of that kind of more put together low farther north. So that drops down here. Here's Friday, and that's why we're looking at maybe a little rain at the end of the week. You can see a model is painting in a little green around here. So I think it's going to be mostly north of LA, but maybe the valleys or maybe in the mountains or up to 5, we get a little bit of rain on Friday or perhaps even Saturday, a few raindrops. Doesn't look like a big deal. Now, another big weather story you're probably, if you haven't heard about it already, going to hear about is this pair of storms out there in the Atlantic. So this is Tropical Storm Imelda. This is Major Hurricane Umberto. These are the tracks for these now. So the fact that Umberto is actually the stronger of the two is working in the U.S.'s favor. It's helping to actually draw Imelda away from the U.S. Going back a few days, it looked like Imelda could have potentially been going straight for the U.S. and stalling, but now it looks like it kind of gets pulled away thanks to Umberto. This is pretty interesting to look at the model here with these two storms swirling pretty close to each other, but going in the direction we'd like to see, away from the U.S. over the next few days. Okay, back to our local forecast now. So again, pretty nice weather. Yes, the mornings are going to be kind of cloudy. We'll look for temperatures topping out mid-70s for LA and inland Orange County tomorrow. Upper 70s for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so just a little bit warmer, but still, this is below average for this time of year. 81 would be considered the average high for LA. So we're below that all week. We actually see temperatures back off a few degrees as we head into the upcoming weekend because of that low I talked about that could produce some rain in some spots. All right, for the coast, next few mornings watching for a little bit of patchy fog or drizzle. Otherwise, we've just got low to mid 70s all week long. The valleys and the Inland Empire, it's going to be a little bit warmer there, but no warmer than 80s this week. I'll put a 10% rain chance in on Friday because of that area of low pressure I talked about. In the mountains, we've got highs in the 60s all week long. Again, Friday, Saturday, could be some spotty rain to watch for. And we'll finish with the deserts here. This is the high desert, watching for some of that rain, perhaps on Friday. Otherwise, pretty nice temperatures. And the hottest spot will be the low desert, but not in the triple digits. At least we'll find highs in the 90s through the week. Back to you.